We get back into the action, and immediately we head off to another winner's bracket game. It's Na'Vi that actually came into this game, although they did lose one map to Godsent, I have to say, which was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing Godsent here in the server, by the way, is also a surprise. You look at some of the names that they have touted over on their roster.
Yeah.
That's an interesting prospect.
Devil walks back.
What year is it again?
I know. I saw him in the lobby. I was telling Jacob this yesterday, and I did a double take. I was like, who's that guy?
It's a strange sort of phenomenon, but certainly Godsent are trying to make a mark over here at the Ice Challenge in London, and we are ready to pretty much kick off this next match. We've got a little OG, we've got a little Na'Vi, and we're ready to get things pretty grimy.
I think OG is looking pretty good for a new team. Ultimately, they've been around for a little bit of time now, but we had a long winter break this year.
Yes.
And Alexi gets first blood against his old team, take down Ents. I think they looked all right in that game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they give Na'Vi a bit of trouble.
And the cool part about it is you see the quote there from Alexi. He's talking about, oh, well, it felt good to win. It felt great, even better with the storyline. And you know what? I can definitely sympathize with that. I'm a simp, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. I like a good narrative, add some drama to things. Tend to be a little dramatic myself sometimes. So
happens, man. That's it's 2020. It's a wild time out there. Anyway, here's the brackets. You can take a look at all of the matches that have occurred thus far. Godsent and Ints down in the lower bracket, and only one of them will be making their way ever closer to those finals, or at least within the playoffs of the Ice Challenge over there in what is the name of the Ice Expo?
It's XL is I think the venue, XL Ice Expo or whatever. But basically a large convention that has to do a lot with gaming, not our type of gaming.
A lot of different gaming going on.
Yeah, different multi-type of gaming, if you will. But this is going to be an interesting aspect in that the winner of this goes through to the semifinal, as we saw, but that also keeps you on the opposite side of the bracket as Mouse Sports, which if you're Na'Vi, certainly you're going to welcome that because that's been a problem for them. Mouse Sports has certainly been a bit of a menace to their success as of late, and for OG, I don't think they care at this point. They've just got to play whoever they want, so there might be more on the line for Na'Vi in that sense.
Yeah, looking at Na'Vi, I mean, you're obviously talking about they bring Perfecto in. Are they going to be this heavy hitter that we're expected to see in later stages of 2019?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be a little bit more of the same? And I hope to see at least that surgence, or the resurgence, rather.
I think Na'Vi's been criminally underachieving. The fact that they stay in the upper echelons isn't surprising. They've got a lot of skill on that team, but this is a team that has not won a major despite many appearances. Now, different roster, granted, but they've always just seemed to disappoint at the last second. And Simple's adapted into more of a team role, I think. He's not so much the selfish player in some ways. Very successful when he was selfish, but didn't really leave a lot of space for his teammates. Electronics come into his own. You can see even in this, so far, the rating's not that different between the two of them, 1.2 versus 1.3. And as you say, Perfecto coming in, there's always a bit of a honeymoon period, but it's more the long term for me. So if this event they succeed, I'm not going to look for them to replicate that immediately, but what can they learn from it and how do they incorporate him into a lineup that's successful for everyone?
It's strange when you look at this lineup and you think, okay, who are the elders on this lineup, right? You're looking at a Flamey, you're looking at a Simple, and you're looking at Electronic to kind of steer the ship. Obviously, Boomich coming into the lineup too is something where they kind of took him under his wing, and then, hey, what can you do for us strategically speaking? What can you add to the table here?
It's a good point. Like, Na'Vi has gone through such subtle changes over the years that we still think of this as Na'Vi, but this is certainly not Starix. He's been gone for a long time. That was when Flamey came in, but then you don't have Edward, you don't have Zeus, you don't have Guardian. I mean, this is a whole different team. It's Simple is a veteran on this lineup. Flamey longer, but even still, the fact that Simple's a veteran on this lineup already is ridiculous.
Yes, and looking at the pick bands is what we have here for our best of three. Dust 2 will be that first pick. And if you take a look at Train, I mean, both teams probably did find a little bit of comfort there. But, however, I guess Na'Vi's not going to have that option here to kick things off. Mirage going to be that second map, and Overpass band will come through. Where do you think we're going for Decider?
It's a tough one to call. Inferno's definitely still on the table, and it's always a good. Yeah, it's going to be Inferno. I was going to say it's always a good one when you consider that Nuke's the other option. So OG take that out. Inferno seems to be the neutral ground for just about everybody. We're still going to wait and see what we get from a sample size from OG. But I'm sure if you look at the culprits on that team, NBK, who brings a lot of leadership, and obviously Alexi B, who brings a lot of leadership and has proven to be a good in-game leader.
He's still leadership here, too.
So this is actually a leadership thing. He did this for charity, apparently, on his own stream. So good for him for being a leader and an influencer in that sense. But yeah, if you look at the maps that they've played, I'm sure you could make some predictions as to where they want to go with their map pool.
I just want to say the NBK is looking fabulous, I have to say. Now, obviously,
there's he braided it yesterday, too.
There is a real chance there. I saw something about Frozen, but I do have to add that the split ends are absolutely killing me, Matt. I just look at this, and it is torture.
I once was told you can't see split ends, but like all you get to see is like dry hair like that. Those are pretty split. It just,
Honestly,
pretty easy.
I wouldn't know split end.
No, I used to have pretty long hair, actually, way back in the day.
You got to get that MBK style. That's the way to go.
Yeah, go with the blue and get a perm.
A little bit of baby blue there on top never really hurt anyone. Either way, if you're just joining us, this is the GG.bet Ice Challenge. We are waiting to get into this next matchup of OG taking on Navi. We're going to be looking forward to the playoffs, but for the time being, we need to eliminate some more teams.
I got to press you for an opinion because you made a tweet, which I agree with. I did ask what you thought of the third map, but no more knives for sides. They're doing it in every game in this event.
So what I was talking with Henry about this yesterday. What I really think is that, yes, there's a very nostalgic element to just having knife rounds, right? It's kind of like if you think about a coin flip in football. If you think about I guess any other way things are decided across traditional sports, a knife round is sort of our go-to, right?
Yep.
Now, is it necessary up until the third map? I don't know.
So that was my point. I think the third map, it is a good balance, but the first two I think should be preset based on the picks.
Let me add a little bit on top there too, because obviously with meta shifting and with the way maps are played, with the way they're approached, if a map's going to change, it's going to dictate just how important something like a knife round could be. And as it stands, I mean, it's not very often that we're seeing, a knife round be the give or take of any given matchup.
Yeah, it would be a shame if that's the case. On a map like Inferno, I'm not going to cry foul over something like that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, a Vertigo, a nuke especially, it can be extremely influential, especially if it's the team. You get a nuke specialist and they start on the CT side. You're looking at trouble from the get-go. So yeah, I could see it. I don't know what the alternative is for map 3. That's where I said if we had a constant. If we weren't an open market and we had one TO running everything, then their rating system would just be able to determine who gets the choice on map 3. But where it's so open, how do you do that? How do you make something concurrent in that sense?
There's a lot of talk about those sort of things.
There is. It is. It's a whole new decade.
Really? Yeah, it actually is. And actually, what is today? The second. So I think it's like 02, 2020.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm with you.
Don't know where that one came from, but it's true. I mean, if we're going to see irregularities, Jesus.
You're all right. You'll get through this.
Then that is exactly what we're looking at. I'm going to have to add the date on top of that. Either way, who do you got in this one, Matt? Because from the surface level, it's hard to kind of go against that of Navi, but I want to look at both of these teams and kind of see them on the same page almost.
Yeah, and I kind of do oddly see them already on the same page. That's the crazy thing. With Navi, you just never know what you're going to get. We should be looking at this Navi team and saying, this is clear cut. You've got a new team. All right, you've got some, I'm not going to say washed up, but you've got some older players that are trying something new. You got a guy like Valda who's definitely capable of keeping up with most players on the Navi side. But you shouldn't look at them as a team yet. And the fact that I could see them actually upsetting says enough about the instability of Navi. Certainly bringing in Perfecto, all right, I'll give them a little bit of a pass in that sense. I'm going to go with Navi, but I'm not going to say that it's going to be like that's me giving a sensible prediction. I could see OG still upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. You look at what they have in terms of firepower, what they've been able to accomplish thus far, and I'd say both these teams are fighting for that right to party, Either way, the knife round is concluded, and that was almost flawless there from the side of Navi. So, yet again, here we are. You see Blade back there smiling. He's happy with the results of that. Wonder what he's got up his sleeve.
That's a big addition to the team for Navi as well, because he has always been an excellent coach. I think in some ways more of a theoretical mind suited to coaching more than playing in many ways. Obviously, with Flipside, he was around for a long period of time. They were famous for running that number system instead of call-outs. They would call out a number that meant a specific area. So let's say banana, they would divide it into I don't know how many numbers, but let's say 4.
Like different quadrants.
Yeah, one would be logs. One would have been the arches, because this is back when it existed in arches when I knew about this. No, obviously they're not there anymore. One would have been maybe the cubby at the bottom on the left. And Hiko was the one that mentioned that, because he obviously stood in for them in 2015 at ESWC. That's when him and Simple started the bromance.
Flipside.
Yeah, that's right. And he was saying it's really hard to learn, but once you get it, it makes sense. But the biggest, I think, story for a guy like Blade was when he coached Hellraisers on a whim in 2014 at the major and took them into the playoffs in top 8. So I think he's always had a pretty strategic mind, and I think Navi could use that right now.
Speaking of the flip side, I just want to go ahead and comment here on this augmented reality within the virtual reality that is Dust 2. That's a lot of realities hitting you hard and fast there in the Twitch chat if you are joining us. That is exactly what you see. I do love this stuff.
I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm all for different graphics that are both informative and pretty, form and function. I do think that sometimes, more in the past, I think PGL was guilty of it. They were the first to use the cool camera angles, which were great and revolutionary. But you go too far. You go too far with the form and forget the function. So, Yeah, these ones look to be a good balance. This is going to be a fast B play, remember, and I'm sure you can already spot it at home, but we are playing on the older versions of the maps. That was agreed on before the tournament. Not enough time to prepare with the changes. Electronic gets the first kill, and that's the bomb as well as NBK goes down, but it doesn't matter if they can trade it and force the CTs out of the B site. A plant and position that is very, difficult to deal with. Great shot from Electronic. Could hear Vald as he picked up the bomb and nailed him through the smoke.
He did. More. Quite the swing right there. Swinging for the fences. Electronic finds the frag through the smoke on Issa. And that's going to leave Mantu and Alexi B. Make it just Mantu to get dismantled. That's going to be the end of the round, and it's going to be pretty heavily there in favor of Navi. Wasn't really too much of a fight put up there. Had a little bit of a struggle there for OG getting out of the B bomb site. So not too much fruits of their labor.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive from Electronic. The first one, especially. The second one was kind of predictable heading over toward default, but what a swing of the round. I mean, as I was saying, you get inside of that B site, it's super difficult to try and take that back.
So do we switch the doors around? What's the fix there?
That would certainly help the player in mid to have more control of tunnels on the main choke point.
Yes, as well as the odds. They can help you too, huh, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. So Navi the favorites, according to, so far, the figures that have been put up on GG.bet, which is, I think, fair, as I said. I mean, 1-3, that seems pretty reasonable. OG's definitely got a chance, but Navi should be the favorite. Simple, that's tons of information. Elects not to shoot.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. He throws the Molotov down. They're going to run through it. Trying to grab that weapon's going to be NBK. Can't seem to salvage it. And, well, that was an awkward turn of affair there for Simple. Electronic going to try to clean up some of the mess that he has left there on the catwalk with his M4. So far, so good.
Yeah, great start from Electronic. 3 kills this round, 2 in the previous. 4 make it now.
They're going to get that other M4 back, too.
He's in a great spot, and that's good confidence for him. I know he's, in the past, was saying, I can be better than Simple. And you got to be careful with something like that, because Simple's such a star player, and both of them can command so much space that it needs to be a healthy rivalry within the team and not a battle between the two that makes it difficult to work around. But yeah, if you can get rolling like that, man, oh man, that's something we've always kind of been waiting for, is both of them to be active and how Navi can really go off. They're going to fast boost Electronic this time as well. And they know they have guns up, but he wants to take the fight immediately. Nate will reveal that he's there, so he's not going to peek at this point, just in case anyone from Suicide was spotting. Meanwhile, most of the action's toward Long. Good nade. Careful on the reload.
Oh, yeah, he's made a ton of noise out here towards the blue bin. He's going to go ahead and back off, jump in the pit, and scream for help as he almost flashes himself right there. Just holding on to what he's got. It's going to be Boomich giving it everything here. Taking down Issa. Just holding on. Quite the wild ride. No real cavalry to help him out either.
Man, that's pretty good work considering how...
He stayed alive so long.
Yeah. He was very efficient, and that's the direct comparison. When you bring in Boomich to replace Edward, Edward was very good at anchoring positions, but he was not assertive. Yeah. He was almost too passive at times. Boomich is a good balance. Stays alive, but he's still willing to fight. Tries to flash himself out, a little awkward, but then gets a flash from his teammate, still gets a kill. At that point, okay, you've lost Long, but 1 kill, you think that's decent? He gets a second one to follow it up. MBK's going to get Electronic, so a little bit too optimistic, pushing out toward the catwalk position. But still, we sit in a 3-on-3. Bomb does have Long, so they have a chance to try and execute down catwalk, and it's very passive in that position as well. In fact, they're getting aggressive toward B. Perfecto's pushed up with the MP9 trying to keep a short range, but the other two players are waiting for information to swing from middle.
You'll note that the CTs here in Navi are going to try to stay decently close together just in case something like that happens. They're able to flex and get back into the fight as a unit rather than individuals. So far, 3v2. OG has lassoed this one back. And they're going to go towards this A site. No time left. This time has really kind of bit them, hasn't it?
Simple's got NBK, you're right. Time is gone. 2 players going to stay alive. No one on pursuit, so they'll keep those weapons. They won't lose the money for it, but they won't gain any either. So need to make sure they make a good decision in this round if they're going to force buy around those 2 AKs or not. It'll be a 4th round bonus this round and 5th in the next, because again, you start with 1 extra. So they could justify it.
You could, and there it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you do, because if you get utility and you can at least get a bomb plant down, you've got to buy in the next round no matter what. So you might as well try and work with those AKs rather than sit back on nothing. I guess the justification is if you wanted an AWP, but Flamey onto MBK is going to open up the fragging again this round for Navi.
Yes, it is true. 3 players from Navi over here towards this A site. Not a tick of damage has been taken away from them thus far. Valde finding himself into the pit area. Meanwhile, the rest of his team grouping up towards middle. A lot of utility being thrown around these days.
But again, it's control of long for OG. Vold is the one inside of the pit. You got to look to him to be pretty important in this game for OG.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that obviously has leadership capabilities, obviously has fragging capabilities too, and it's just a matter of what day is he's gonna be there to make that impact. There you go, Electronic gonna get swiftly boosted up into the site through elevator, and now he's gonna have that spotting there on catwalk that he needs. A quick 2-shot there on the Issa. He's gonna take a dink, not a lot of damage done. Simple there to help him out just a little bit, and this one's gone horribly wrong for the side of OG. They're just gonna get wiped around.
I really like that. They knew they lost long, and they wanted to hold the site. So instead of trying to retake long, they go for a boosted elevator to make sure they don't concede to a single Molotov and give up too much space. Pretty solid. There's Valde with his accuracy, but either way, it's a 1-on-4 now.
Yeah. A little too far gone. We're going to see a 4th one on the board here for Navi. Relative ease. They're only going to drop 1. That's pretty much after it was already decided.
Yeah, he's happy to die at that point. I know that sounds weird. 17 seconds, they're going to hunt him down. He didn't die in the last round. He still only has $300. I think you just concede. You're going to get the bonus, like I said. Now you can force buy around it again. Not sure if he could save the AK, but it wasn't likely.
Yes, indeed. Navi looking pretty good here for the start. So is Electronic.
It gives them this option, too, because now they can actually just partial buy and keep the money in balance, whereas otherwise he'd be way behind.
That is the case. Bomb going towards B early on here. Perfecto will be that first line of contact over there should they elect to commit to upper B. Meanwhile, Simple boosted here on catwalk. Will he find a frag? More than likely, actually just going to come away with a legging there onto Issa. Not a whole lot of room to run here for OG. Maybe they can pull some more of this utility out of Navi. For the time being, looks like they're going to try to get something going up catwalk here in the form of Alexa B. Little does he know, Mr. Simple, sitting there with the AWP. He's ready for you, buddy.
Desperate from Valde. I think only 1 round so far. OG's had the opening pick. Flamey identifies there's certainly a few players heading up toward catwalk.
Yes, certainly able to get up catwalk now. And they're going to be in numbers up there, too. We're talking 5 players. This is the only one really low. Sitting on 17 HP. Either way, Simple's going to be spotting this elbow. AWP is out. Rings 1 away. Can he find a second? No. Nice slick shot there from Valde. Taking the AWP out of that fight. Yeah, that was a good shot. And now we have a bomb plant from OG. Well, well, well.
Good change of pace again from Navi. They know they have long, so Simple plays long. Plays toward the car. Has Boomage to try and retake. Everyone's on the site, though. This is information. He has gone down at range. Valde's finding the shots and finally coming to form, but they were quickly going to swarm. As soon as they knew the catwalk was clear at that point in time, rushed the site. So it's costly, but it's around. And bomb plant for OG is sufficient because last round they didn't get that. They couldn't get the force buyout around the single AK. That's why Valde wanted to go down. Now their money's even. They get the extra $800. This will be a full buy and an AWP.
A proper buy. Yes, the AWP is coming out. So we'll have that little bit of a battle going on here, so to say. 5 rounds in a row. 5-round streak there, if you note on the HUD to the left. Navi in firm control. This round could change that, though. It is about time for OG to pick one up. Perfecto's going to get legged on the cross. And perhaps OG realized that. Perhaps they want to extend their pressure towards this B site just a little bit more. They're going to get close. Grenades are going to come out. But they have not fully committed just yet. Bomb's still there towards suicide. Full on control from Navi. Everything has kind of grinded to a halt, a slow. Okay, gets spammed on there. He's going to put some damage back onto Perfecto. But for the time being, they're going to vacate these B halls. Looks like they want to pressure catwalk a little bit.
Looks like they want to. Simple's there with the AWP to support it. And Electronic continues to be aggressive in this position. That smoke's very ominous. Issa down holding the wide side of it. If he pushes through, Issa has the advantage, and I think, yeah, he's certainly aware of that. They'll re-smoke it. He'll back off. They're inside of that smoke. The second one, however. Molotov thrown. Electronic knows it even with the flash, though. It's too many men to try and take down as Alexi gets the kill instead. Boomich does get Volda in return, so it's not for free.
Takes a lot of damage in the meantime. 26 HP there now on Boomich. He finds himself on long A, and, well, OJ, they really haven't made their way up catwalk too far just yet. Smoke's coming out. Now will be the time to strike.
Simple's got the angle. Issa's gone already. And, I thought he could reenact that by getting on the box, changing it up. No real pressure against him, and Boomich is still able to fire in support from the car.
Oh, my God.
Again, long control. Boomich was the problem early for them. It actually looked like it was going to be something that they could exploit on the OG side, but now Boomich has been solid. Simple may have fallen, but he still has the entire laneway and can control MBK. You're right about the time. He's got to go for the plant, and they've identified that as well. It is money, but it's still the round for Na'Vi.
Ugh. That one's a rough one there at the end for OG. A little bit of a tidal wave of emotions. They do get that bomb down. Unfortunately, do not grab the round, and OG will be slipping down to 6-0. And surely the Skathiri will come in play here soon. We will find out. The GG.bet Ice Challenge, live from London. Twickenham, been here before, seen a few things. That's the way she goes, Bubs.
We have seen a few things. We're in a different section of the arena this time, which is, I think, actually kind of nice. I like it more.
Yeah, not the whole, walk down from the hotel into the venue itself.
I actually get to go outside, you know? Usually they don't let us do that.
And the great part is that I haven't seen it raining outside during the day. It rained last night.
It was pouring last night, yeah.
But during the day, it seems, all is calm on the UK front here. As pause comes out. Perhaps OG looking to string something together here. They got plenty of money to buy up into this round.
Plenty of money to do it. Money's starting to not be enough, though. Obviously, the bonus, we've mentioned it, 2 bomb plants, great. You can get guns out, but you got to start doing something with them. 6-0's a pretty hefty scoreline already for Na'Vi. All right, that's what they've gone with. 2 Kriegs to spam the mid doors. Not even any damage dealt, however. I do love the trails and the tracers for the nades on the minimap because you could see how quickly many were deployed there from Na'Vi's side. And they weren't all smokes. It was mostly incendiaries early to cover off choke points, but still have vision to take fights, and they still have those smokes to fall back late. Good find from Boomich, great boost. He's changing things up a lot at long. We've seen the competitive style with the nade through the door and then fall the pit. We've seen him anchor from the corner, which is not uncommon, and then this boost, which is less orthodox, and it pays off for him.
Yeah, and he decides to stick around, too. The kahunas on this man.
Big man, big kahunas.
That's what they say. Big shoes, big socks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got tiny shoes.
Big feet, big socks. Big shoes, big rocks.
That still didn't.
Nah, I didn't.
No, it wasn't. I think you forgot which word you were trying to match with.
Well, there were words that were omitted from the broadcast.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, that's probably smart.
Either way, 2 members alive here for OG, and they're going to have to pressure B at this point. They have full committed, and it's not giving them anything at all. In fact, barely any damage taken from the side there of Na'Vi. We're going to see a 7th on the board with ease.
It's Perfecto's first double kill. He hasn't had to do much over at B. They haven't really been challenging it at all, and even when they want to change it up, they can't. In fact, the pistol round, I think, was the only time we saw them actually go for it with commitment. Looked promising until Electronic went off.
Another pause coming through. You have to feel the frustration through the broadcast, which is probably what they're feeling over on OG's side right there. Still some money if they wanted to buy. Not going to have a lot of utility. And it would be pretty wishful thinking. So perhaps they just get some pistols here. See what they can do with it. But for the time being, guns aren't even working, right? So
yeah, Perfecto just got 2 kills in that round. He had 2 prior. So he only has 4 kills so far. And that's not me calling him out because, again, well, he's got 1 death. So he hasn't had to do much.
There's no action, right?
He's been chilling over there in the B site waiting. Guys, I really want to prove myself. Can like you come over here, please?
He's been legged once or twice, even crossing towards B, and still, he's only died 1 time. So either that's something to say about OG not capitalizing on that, or just running out there and getting pulverized by a Boomich, which is exactly what happened. Good trades coming out of Electronic there to answer the call a little bit, and a nice flashbang. to really get himself a second kill in this round. Electronic is on fire.
Mantu's going to rotate back around. You're right, Electronic is stellar so far. He and Simple both, I think, with... well, they're both above 10. I think I want to say like 11 and 12, and now add one more to it. Not a lot of kills at all on the OG side, which is a problem. It says a lot. The fact that they've gotten 2 bomb plants down is even surprising in some ways, as Alexi B will head back over toward the B site, so now Perfecto will have a chance to do something. So he waits. Actually, I take that back. It's not he waiting in the back of the site. I think they put Flamey there instead, and he's, if you were going to exploit anyone right now, Flamey's the one that's died 5 times with only 2 kills, and he got caught in mid a few times awkwardly. But I think he's been caught by utility before, and he didn't want them to rush him when he was throwing it this time, so Alex to go for the gun. You're right, the nade would have certainly killed them, but remember in mid when he pulled out the knife and went down?
Yeah.
I was going to say, if there's one player that's actually been giving them a chance, Flamey has been caught out a few times.
Well, with the way this is going, sometimes you've got to give them a chance so we have a good show, you know?
Yeah, that's right. He's doing it for the people.
He's doing it for you, Twitch chat. In the meantime, we're going to be doing these odds here.
Holy, those have changed.
That has certainly had a drastic change. So much of a change that it doesn't quite fit on the graphic itself. And again, that is the official bookmaker here of the Ice Challenge, GG.bet. They have made all this very much possible. Gamble responsibly. Looks like a B hit. It's going to be 4 deep. 5th one's going to be a little bit late to the party, but nonetheless, Perfecto hiding inside of the smoke. Alexa B finding the frag. Certainly doing what they needed to do over here for OG. They needed to get control of this bomb site for a change.
If you were a dangerous, feeling the dangerous side of life or a dangerous person, you could actually go over to gg.bet right now. Use, I think it's heart-code, and they'll give you a 200% increase on your deposit. So if you like 10-to-1 odds and you want to lay a little bit of money, have them add to it, and then somehow a miracle happens, you're going to be a rich man by the end of this.
Heart-beat.
Heart-beat, thank you. Yeah, heart-code sounded a little wrong, but yeah, you can actually click the tile right below the stream and it'll link you there. So heart-beat, thank you for saving me.
I just had to look myself.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. I was like, they told me this. I should know this.
Well, we're going to see that first round on the board for OG. Welcome to the ball game. 8-1. Simple, not quick on the draw there enough for Mantu. We're going to see Electronic and Boomich try to hold on to these weapons, perhaps even cost some there for OG. Look at this. Boomich, no forks given, and well, that's going to be the end of that. Congratulations, OG.
So they get on the board. But now what? Because they've got to, well, they carry enough guns over, but they've got to invest again. So knock the bonus back by 1. Formerly it wouldn't have. When we first had this new money system, it would stack, which was a bit ridiculous. Electronic, oh my, Simple got it instead. I thought Electronic did, but either way, that is assertive. These two guys are feeling so confident right now. In fact, they're going to rotate out of mid entirely because Electronic is at the top of mid. He's at suicide.
Wow.
There's been no action toward the A doors. He's going to clear dark at this point in time. They don't have any vision right now toward the lower tunnel, so there's a chance they could rotate back, but they know this is going to be. So 3 players waiting for them, an additional smoke.
Yeah, Boomich is out of town. He's gone. He's going to go ahead and head over to B. Look at all the grenades coming out of the B-bomb site from OG. They think that they've got an opening here. Simple, the Undertaker, looking to close the door on him. Perfecto's going to chime in with some help of his own. Mantu and Issa really have way too much on their plate here.
And this is smart. I mean, Electronic, he has to hold the lower tunnels, but the bomb's down in B. So now we can actually rotate and pinch them in. And if they go back that direction, they've rotated a player through mid instead, and they've locked them in from all angles as a result of this. This is really good map control from Navi, and what a play to go that aggressive off the start. Simple got the kill as well, so it's not like they could read the M4 was there. They would have heard the shots, but it's not a dead giveaway of what he wanted to do afterward. What a rush.
Yeah, quite the rush. Stopped dead in their tracks.
Now look at him. He's anchoring towards spawn. Where's Issa going to go?
Not too many options left.
He was wise to it.
Oof. Well, 30 seconds, and, well, there's just, I don't see a world where this works out, but I suppose it's possible. Anything is possible. No time, so he's just going to have to see this round go the same way that it started, quick and fast. We're going to see a 9th round on the board here for Natus Vincere, and they're looking comfy. 2020. My goodness. You still write 2019 on things, Matt?
No, I don't really write a date off.
Well, yeah,
what am I writing on?
That does make sense.
It's not like
too,
I have to
man.
put a header on my notebook in school anymore, you know? That was always the one that you get caught out. It's like, you're like, January 1st, 2009, scribble.
2018? No,
2017. The other way.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It has also been a while since I have been in the classroom. Unless you're talking about the clinics I'm putting on an MM. But anyway.
Okay, all right.
I'm just kidding. I'm getting cheated way too much in MM. So.
I think I saw you tweet that the other day, yeah.
Oh, it's a terrible feeling. Anyway, so is that. Mantu falling really early in this round. Electronic just going to do what he did last round. Give him a taste of their own medicine right up middle. Really just balls to the wall right there.
Well, pedal to the metal, balls to the wall, whatever you prefer.
Everyone's got their own flavors.
Boomich again is holding long like a champ. Smoke down. He's actually going to go behind the door. How many different positions can we see him play? He hasn't gone to the right above the pit yet. That's the only one I haven't seen him use. So he's got a few left. He could actually go over by the box on the platform if he wanted to. Could actually push the cave. He's not going to do that this time. He gets away. Good use of the nade, actually, to keep them back so that he could, but Vault is aware and runs him down. That nearly gave Simple the opportunity because he was waiting for that. I was going to say 2 misses, but he's actually so fast that he hit NBK and got back, despite that Vault is still alive. He is forced out by the flames, but Vault is fighting an uphill battle at this point in time. The hill he wants to get up is the A ramp, and it is heavily fortified. Not only that, Flame has got an Issa down, and there's not really much of a chance, I don't think, in this round for OG. Yeah. Again, 10-1 looking likely.
This is not a good feeling for OG fans around the world. All of you budding flowers out there probably sitting on the edge of your seat now, hoping for what would we call a miracle growth for OG. It was a reach.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you went for one. I'll give you that.
I don't think I've heard of Miracle Grow in a long time.
Yeah.
It's like Chia Pets, Miracle Grow.
Geopets.
No,
wow.
Chia Pets. You
know,
know,
yes, yeah.
Not Geopets. I don't know anything about that.
Tamagotchi and all that. Jeez.
No.
Perfecto just waits it out, playing the safe game at this point. Vault is certainly skilled, but not ready enough for Perfecto to barge back through the door window. Either way.
Good catch. 10-1. So far, an easy Katka here for Na'Vi. They are going to be running away with it for the time being.
Just wanted to go pick up the op first.
Take your time, Perfecto.
What's Flame? Oh, Flamey's got the other op. I was going to say, what's he going for? I wasn't sure he was considering it, but they will go double op on the CT side. Just for good measure at this point in time.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, you feeling it, man? All right, well, here's an op.
Yeah.
AWPs on Simple and Flamey from the looks of it. Plenty of rifles on the side, and we're going to definitely see a buy out of OG in this round. They need a round now.
So this is a round. So if you wanted to switch the doors, if you want to cover B, put Flamey back plat with the AWP, let Perfecto swing on the rifle. You could let him pick mid for a minute or two, but if the doors were the other way, then he could actually stay out here and think of how powerful that op would be. Because he can cover mid and toward the tunnels.
So it basically gives you that traverse that doesn't currently exist.
Yeah. I mean, it's powerful with a rifle, but I think an op in that position would just be ridiculous. In fact, if people play single ops, I could see them putting more in mid instead of toward A.
Oh, they're going to flash him through this. Oh, big nade there on the side. OG catching it. Lexi V finds Simple, trying to do something cheeky through the smoke. Perfecto having a bit of a cheekness himself. And now we finally see a round here for OG from the looks of it. Unless Boomich can pull something out here, AWP in hand. And really nowhere to go. 5v1. He's just going to hold on to this towards a ramp.
I think I almost would have rather to have Flamey because he's pretty static when he has the op inside of B for that occasion because he would have been able to hit tunnels maybe with a shot or two. Whereas Perfecto trying to support him and cover the site, they just got overrun.
Yeah, a little overwhelming. Nonetheless, this was definitely a round that OG needed. Starting to see this half just straight slip away from him.
To be fair, the money's not great on Navi's side, considering the scoreline.
Yeah, CSGO things.
Yeah. But, I mean, look, call the money system what you want if you like the old version of it, if you like the current version of it. The fact of the matter is, the money system, in my opinion, is what has made CS so good.
Oh, yeah, in terms of a game itself? Yeah,
the longevity that CS has is very much owed to that meta because other games have tried to replicate it from things like tokens or achievements that let you add additional items to weapons. Not even out of the game, not like COD where you unlock them, but like literally in the games you can unlock things based on certain rounds. None of it's stood up the test of time, and the money system just is incorporated so well.
I mean, just none of them are as good as Counter-Strike, and that's just something that you're all going to have to face out there one day, probably sooner rather than later. Yes, hashtag facts, right next to hashtag Maincast, which is what you should be using to talk about the GGBet Ice Challenge. Either way, it's going to be OG looking to put a third one on the board in later stages of this first half. Not gone their way thus far. Flamey playing close here at the mid doors is bound to get a little bit of action here soon. But for the time being, it's just going to be a little bit of a spray game through the door itself. Perfecto playing up close B, and that smoke's going to fade soon. MBK could be finding him. For the time being, OG are going to back up. They're going to say, okay, let's reset here. Let's resituate. But will they know that Boomich has pushed up this far? Will he be able to get any intel? Will he be able to get a multi-kill out of this? Oh, boy. Quite the idea there from Boomich. Don't think he could have possibly known that there were so many rifles trained on him.
That's the only time he's pushed into the cave as well, so he's still trying to be dynamic.
Do something strange for a little piece of change, Matt.
I like that. Sometimes the problem is, though, that if you're doing that rather than just being fundamental and relying on aim and whatnot, then it's easy to read because you just sit back and let him play into his own style. In other words, as they did there, they sit back, he pushes through, and they're ready for it. This is a slaughter, however. Perfecto is exactly that with an MP9 as he gets up on top of the box's entrance to tunnel. Hald is trying to sneak by the smoke. There's nowhere to go. Bomb was down behind him, and it's 11-2.
And I know we didn't see it, but Electronic flicking back towards Suicide, back towards T-Spawn, getting that second kill there on Issa after finding the kill at Xbox is just really the icing on the cake, really the kick them while they're down, if you will. You are right, Matt. 11-2. This one is going swimmingly for Navi. Still some weapons out here for OG. Still a chance. Don't want to write him out. Don't want to write him off even.
I said it was simple earlier that was keeping up with Electronics. Excuse me, it's Boomich. So him at long is doing extremely well. Even though he went down that round, he's still on 12 kills. It's a tough position to play to be that effective as well. Good nade. Issa and Alexi B feeling it at this point in time. Issa's going to actually push up and try and hold mid doors. Molotov through it. It's been a problem for them mid doors. We know that. I mean, there's been a lot of problems for them, to be fair. I can say that just about anywhere, and I'm pretty safe this game.
Yep. That is true.
Mantu, just to note, T-side off is sitting with only 3 kills thus far.
Make it 4.
Well, that's...
As soon as you say something, of course.
No, fair enough. Yeah, good for him.
Murphy's Law almost.
Electronic behind the mid door now as well, so we mentioned it. He knows they've Molotov that he thinks if they clear it, and they assume that that's a permanence in clearing, then he can slip in there behind their utility and catch them off guard, get advantage from that as Perfecto goes to the closet. Only one in B, by the way, so this is crucial that he stays alive, and MBK is able to easily line that up through the smoke after his teammate went down, but that gives Simple time to get to the doorway. Volda has Boomich down in the window in the meantime. That was bottom side mid, so it was a little bit further down than that, but either way, he sees the head. Even better, he just fires it through the edge of the box. Didn't give them wall animation, so maybe he was dead on, and Electronic has Mantu to follow it. That's huge. They have the bomb. They were down a man, and Simple walks in with an AWP.
So Perfecto plays that almost to perfection, even by holding on for as long as he can in closet, gets all the sound cues, he starts to call for the rotation. And well, Valde trying to walk through the door. It's not going to be the rotation that they need. Last round of the half here. Wouldn't hurt OG to grab a third round. They're going to buy out with everything they got. But again, good stuff there from Perfecto. Holding it down, keeping it real, keeping it trill in the B site, some might even say.
125 ADR for Electronic. That was before the previous round even, so. They're going to go for him again. Oh, it's going to be Simple this time. Let's send the op. Red Rover. Oh, speaking of op, it's Flamey with the second one. He's at long this time, so he and Boomich completely change it up. So the second op can contain, and then Simple's able to strike as they try and back away from it. They've conceded the long position, but Boomich has the wall. So he still stays on A. The rotation was from Electronic to go support over toward B, and Flamey has it. He's stayed alive. Gone all the way back to Car. Electronic continuing to be aggressive, is going to be caught out by Mantu this time, but it's a 3-on-2. Health is reasonable. Bomb is down. That's the bigger problem. It's actually down toward the wall. T-sided smoke inside of CT spawn. That was from Catwalk, but that's already been cleared. Flamey. They know he's there, but he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't even have to peek. Simple's able to do it for him.
Seemed like a little bit of hesitation there for some reason to throw that smoke. Nonetheless, doesn't matter. Mantu on 35 HP. And on the last round of the half, perhaps he gets found sooner rather than later. I don't think they know where he is. They still have the bomb down towards long. A little bit of time to play with. If there was a round to do it, Mantu, this would certainly be it. Grabbing that third might be all the difference maker going into the second half.
Perfecto's playing a game. Perfecto's playing a game that doesn't want to make mistakes. The bomb's already down at A. He could have just pushed through the middle of the map and been like, all right, well, I've got all this cleared. But if he dies doing that and he makes it a 1-on-2, then he doesn't want to give them any chance at all. So he's actually been quite conservative throughout most of this game. Flamey will follow it up, stayed alive all that time with the AWP, despite being the first person into battle in that round. And what a half from Na'Vi. That's dominant.
Yeah, that's a really good look right there. I'm not sure, though. I'm thinking it says a little bit about Na'Vi, or is it saying a little bit about you know what OG has produced here on their T side?
Maybe a bit of both. I mean, when Electronic has a game like this, that's I think when Na'Vi is most scary is when Electronic is going off, not when Simple's going off. We've seen that a million times. When Electronic starts to go off, then you've got a problem.
Well, here's something that is certainly going off. That would be the GG.bet odds, 1 to 14.9. Wow.
Hey, it includes overtime at least, though.
Well, now would be the time to get this party started for OG. 2 rounds only in the first half. They're going to go with a pretty B-sided, setup here in terms of defense. Na'Vi are going to be able to get out middle. They've done it pretty much stealth. I don't believe that LXB knows that Flamey's out this far, and that could prove to be a big problem. Should he be given the chance? I suppose that LXB does have just a little bit of a sneaking suspicion that they could be out. He's going to back away. They're going to give up this middle area. MBK is going to spot a little bit, try to get some leeway out there, try to get some headway towards middle, because otherwise that was about to get real messy. Flamey falls, first casualty in the round. Still sitting in middle is Na'Vi.
Careful, he's got to stay behind that box. He only has 1 HP, doesn't want to expose more to fire at than ahead, but Simple can remove those, it seems. S and MBK both get taken down as a result. 3-on-3 bomb to be planted in B site. This time there's no clever flank or fast plays from Electronic, as it were, through the smoke to hold them off. Simple's even going to go hunting back toward the tunnels just to make sure they aren't close on that position. Let's follow the heads there now. He'll do so by himself. So if he can find the kill on Simple, that'll give the 2 players trying to work through the window much better chance he has. Perfecto's now aware that both angles are going to be a problem as he stares toward the window. They're inside of the site. Electronics on 7 HP. They've actually done it. Great retake. That starts with Volda.
Man. What a different round that could have been. Na'Vi held on to middle for so long there. You got to wonder what Simple's saying right now.
I don't know how. I mean, I get it. They have to get used to it. They're used to smaller desk surfaces and having to share with teammates, making space. But I don't know how you use your keyboard that sideways. I can't.
Like
I just can't do it. I can't do it. I've tried it. Not only that, like they type like that because they're used to typing in the round. I can't. But that is even harder.
It's funny because people will go to type at that angle and they'll like shift their whole body to type and they'll look and then they'll come back. I don't know. Everybody's different.
I can't do it. Most of my keyboard can be on is like 170 degrees from a 10-degree angle from where it normally would be. It's ridiculous. So early exchange goes the way of OG. Good shutdown on a fast B take. You can still see the smokes dissipating inside of the halls, but it's going to be a regroup, rebuttal, and head back over toward A from Na'Vi. Simple will get himself positioned in suicide, trying to take advantage of the scout, moving as quickly as possible.
Real fast. F1 race car peaks, Matt.
I like it.
It does seem like OG has some sort of hunch that perhaps they have retreated all the way back too long. And with that flash, it's probably going to be the clear indication. Well, under a minute left on the clock, they're going to brute force their way out there, running right into some weapons, and that's going to be a clean mop up there from OG. Not losing anyone that round does help the financial situation for the CTs.
At least they get the momentum in the second half. I mean, back to your question, I answered it by saying, yeah, Na'Vi looks really good. That's fine. I think we are seeing some of the shortcomings of OG.
Yeah, I mean, the T side had some very big, you know, WTF moments, if you will. They were really caught out in the open.
I mean, as puggy as we call Dust 2, this nade's going to be massive because while they're already dead anyway, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, this round pretty much over as soon as it started.
As much as we call it a puggy map, when you're playing against a super formidable defense, it's hard to get map control. You've got to win battles, and they just weren't doing that. And it's not uncommon to see teams get run over on their T side of Dust 2 when they don't have a plan. If they're relying on just picks and not winning, and they don't have anything else up their sleeves, forget it. It's just never going to happen.
There was a chance there with the Deagle for Simple, but that's just not going to be the way that the round pans out. And I believe we're going to be seeing a bye here for the side of Navi. Flame Dogger. Flamey. Pretty cool cat.
Who started that name?
Flame Dog?
Yeah, Flame Dogger.
Honestly, it sounds like something Chad would say.
Yeah, it does actually, yeah. And then Henry would just use it.
Of course, and then before you know it, it's implemented into the encyclopedia, dictionary, whatever. Liquipedia, encyclopedia. It's all relative.
Oh, this is good damage.
Oh,
good hold.
My goodness.
That's aggressive. 4 players at long from OG. They read the fact that this was going to be a fast exchange, so they are giving Navi a bit of a challenge so far. This is a gun round. It's not like the others. You can't discredit them for this defense.
No, you certainly can't. They've made this round look easy so far. 3v5. Alexi V. The other one really hurt.
It's Electronic and Simple that is the 2 that have gone down as well.
Definitely want them in the fight. Right now, it's going to be that of Perfecto. Pressuring Catwalk a little bit, trying to draw some eyes that way, while his teammates, Boomich and Flamey, work their way out long. Boomich, quite the peak there. I do like it. Did work out. However, it's going to produce a frag there from Mantu. The AWP ringing out from Carr. Flamey falls 2v4, 50 seconds left on the clock. They do have the bomb in hand. What kind of idea do they have here? You know, what are they really going to do here to maybe save this round?
Lexi B.
That's scary.
Well, he knows it is scary. NBK actually burns on it trying to take the fight, but Alexi P. All right, fair enough. I don't even think NBK needed to do that. I don't really think the fight was.
That could have went real bad.
Yeah, it could have if they both went down, but I mean, he was already holding the door. There was no way he was going to get through it. He could have quick-checked it maybe, but you could have waited for the flames to extinguish and traded it the other way at the worst-case scenario. They'll still get the defuse. We're up to 6 rounds now for OG, so they're going to cut the lead in half. They'll wait just to make sure they've got everything off the ground.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying there's a chance.
AWP stays in play. Jim Carrey. Henry and I were talking about this yesterday on the broadcast. Have you seen the, Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
No.
It's pretty good, actually. It's not what you would think, you know. It's not normal, goofy Adam Sandler.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
But it did land him a pretty sweet Netflix deal. I saw that, too. They gave him, I think it was $250K. Or, wait, no, that doesn't
That's
sound right.
not that much.
That's super low. It was 250 mil. It was some ridiculous number for 4 movies.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah, that sounds a little more realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, they gave him $250. Told him
Jeez,
to go make 4 movies.
Things are tough these days, you know?
Videographers off Craigslist. Anyways, a pause going to come out here. Could be from the side of Navi. It would make sense. Perhaps they're trying to regroup. They're going to buy up into this round. Double op set up there from OG. Issa and Mantu holding on to it, clutching those AWPs. Boomich thinking about his entire life before we jump into this next round.
Yeah, contemplating everything over there, poor guy.
Man.
What do you reckon? You used to be in the managerial role.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, the practice room setup instead of being lined up as 5 for the group stage.
I feel like teams have gotten a little more comfortable to that. I bet early days CSGO, you'd have a lot of pushback to it, but I think now a lot of teams have gotten used to it. You know, they play like that at Summit. They obviously use the practice rooms just like that.
All week, yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's something they've grown accustomed to.
I feel like they might actually like it because they can just chill. They get their own space. They don't have to vacate the premises of, after the match. They can sit and relax.
Yeah. Play Halo Reach, whatever they gotta do.
Yeah, exactly, right? I didn't buy the Halo pack yet. I
didn't either. Speaking of buying into things, we're going to buy into this long A hit here from Navi. Boomich really putting the hurting on him, has the 2 frags under his belt. 40 HP, he's going to be able to escape this round so far. And that's a good look from Navi. 4v3.
Simple's already trying to find an opening elsewhere on the map. They've got long. That's ticked off, but He wants map control. NBK, perfecto. Now we see him arrive in style. That's a brilliant shot.
I think the word we're looking for there is wrecked.
Yeah.
R-E-K-T, wrecked.
Simple was backing off as well. It looked like they were going to push Catwalk. They are trying to contain best they can, but Simple doesn't have to do anything at this point. 3 players up long. Player Catwalk's got to turn eventually to go back and watch for that bomb. Smokes are down. Mantu's going to do it now. He nearly got the shot, but he takes damage in return. Simple's gone through middle instead. This is pretty massive. There's really no way out for the CTs, and Issa thinks he's safe to watch through CT. No chance.
Just get clicked on, man. Simple. Taking on Issa. Mantu, 30 HP. AWP has expended his nades and really is kind of cornered here. He's kind of trapped. That's going to probably be the demise of that AWP.
They know exactly where he is. There's no way he gets out of this.
Oh, boy. Now somehow he's staying alive. But that will be another round for Navi. We're going to see them go up to 14. Pretty convincing round, too. Boomich really opening up things there towards long A.
Simple's going to finally take matters into his own hands. No sense letting him survive. Bomb would have probably killed him there anyway at 2 HP. So they'll get him down, get him removed, and we'll move on to another round. Not many of those left at this rate.
No, sir. 2 to be exact for Navi is all they need. That would be all she wrote. 14-6 at the first map. The next one will be Mirage.
First time I'll have casted Mirage this event. Did you guys see it yesterday? It's normally pretty neutral and banned out these days, it seems.
I think so. I know the other guys did.
Okay, that's fair. Smoke down. Alexi B flash to the sky. He's only got 8 HP at this point. But Mantu's got more, and he's willing to fight with that AWP, but not until Perfecto. So now I'm seeing a little more from him. Didn't get a chance to really showcase himself on the CT side for a number of rounds in the first half. Did have a few rounds where he tried to stay alive. Maybe could have done a little better with Flamey. But now on this T side, getting good entries with that crew. You get long, and Simple's got MBK. Oh, you're right.
Valde with the real creep right there. Hangs out outside the smoke, finds Electronic, leaves Alexa B and himself. Make it just Alexa B with 8 HP in M4. Nowhere to go. Watching Simple and company play catch here at long. Excuse me, not Simple and company. Just Navi. We're going to see map point. This was really, I'll just say it looked pretty easy for Navi, all things considered. And unfortunately, OG looking a little disjointed on their T side. Not going to give them the edge they need going into a second half. A couple rounds here and there. So far, they've mounted 6. Would be a rather long climb back to the winning notion to Dust 2. Simple starting this round out, legging Issa on the cross. Navi know that they are right on the cusp of taking this map, so they're just going to take it easy. No real need to force the issue right here. They are smoked off of long, so they're going to have to wait to go out that way. No one's there just yet for the side of OG. They're electing to play a heavier catwalk.
It's a nifty little throw to get right inside of the cubby without bouncing it off of anything first. MBK tries to get a shot up toward the top of the catwalk. He'll back off, find another angle, and claim Electronic's life by actually tagging him, and then his own Molotov did the rest. Keep firing, man. You'll get one more.
Eventually.
Boomich's Mantu tried to capitalize on that aggro toward mid, but couldn't do so. I don't know that that was really needed from Mantu, because now he's giving this back to a 4-on-4. I know they don't have a lot of weapons, so he's trying to capitalize where he can, but it's a big risk.
Big risk, even bigger rewards, a wise man once said. Wise man also once said, sucks to suck. So
that guy was super wise.
That guy was ahead of his day. Speaking of which, ahead of things right now will be Navi. They are on the ball, and they are kicking it down the field here towards this B site. Easy does it. Valde, just one frag in the round, about half health. And for all it's worth, with that bomb planted, 1v3. Not sure I see a world where this works out for the guy. And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, so I think Mirage better look better for OG, because that's their map choice. Well, yeah, okay, look. Trying to make it sound a little more promising. Definitely has to. Let's not make it so grim.
I'm not making it grim. I'm just saying that was a rough start to the best of 3 there from OG. That is a rather unfortunate way to go in the first match.
Yeah.
But again, these are best of 3s. So there is still a fighting chance for OG.
Yeah, absolutely there is. And we're going to see some shortcomings. Again, it's a reasonably new team. Certainly new in terms of how many matches and chances they've had to play. We had a long winter break. Obviously, we had Summit since then, and there's been a few things that they could have been involved in to give them practice time. But Navi, that's pretty sharp. And Perfecto, I was actually thinking in the first half, like, okay, this guy's being really conservative to the point where I want you to take a fight because I think it was almost too much on the back step. But in the second half, looked awesome on that T side. So, yeah, promising.
Yeah, and just as promising as that would be the code HEART-BEAT over at gg.bet. That will give you plus 200% deposit. So make sure you go check that out in the meantime if you are gambling responsibly. And more importantly, if you are of age, go check that out. And we're going to be going to a break. So when we come back, we're going to have the second map of the series. Make sure you don't go anywhere. This is gg.bet Ice Challenge in London.